afternoon, good morning, welcome to the final wake-up call of the week. It is Friday, Friday is here, woo, woo, woo. We're an extra day closer until payday, although that's still, a week or so away. Anyway, do you know what? We have got a fantastic lineup for you today on Crafters TV. With it being Friday, we are now into our next week of our reshuffle of the Friday schedule, where 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, we've got Becky. Is it Becky? Are you on today?
No, Leanne.
Leanne. I just had to stop myself there because I thought, I don't actually think it is Becky. So Becky's here within Wake Up Call, hence, this is there. And then Leanne's going to be here for the softer side as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You've loved seeing her the last few days, so she's going to be back for that. And then we are going to have a launch day. That's with myself. Now, if you love models, if you like movement, if you love your ornaments, if you love something for the little girls that love the little princesses, the little domes, the hanging objects, absolutely beautiful for you. You love the Christmas version. This is the all occasion now. This is our hanging ornaments. These are so cool. Really, really busy already for these ones across on our website. So we're going to be having a look at them towards the end of Wake Up Call. But I do have 2 hours, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, where we're going to show you lots of other things that we can be doing with them. For that show, I am not going to be alone. Joe's going to be in for the softer side, I believe. And then I have got George for launch day. And George is with me now.
Yes, I'm here. Boom, I'm back again. Can you believe it? Twice in 1 week. What is happening? Yes, I'm going to be back at 7 p.m. here in the UK, 3, 10, 2, what time is it? 2 a.m. Oh, I'm not going back again after this. 2 p.m. East Coast side. Oh, it's Friday, yeah. Loads of you getting in touch already this morning. CJ Papercrafts on YouTube. Good morning, everyone in Ontario. Minus 25 degrees or minus 13
Wow.
Fahrenheit. That's cold. Craig, what is it? I told you the other day. Celsius and Fahrenheit. What's the same temperature?
30.
Minus 40. Got to keep up, it's the same place. Lisa, good morning from Maryland. Kaz, good afternoon, everyone from North Wales. And Shelley, 86M. 86M, it sounds like a rapper. Hello, and good morning from Michigan. Loads of you get in touch. Now remember, you can always get in touch in the same places as below. Comment below. The wonderful Grace is on the socials, amazing. Get in touch, comment below, and we'd love to say hello to you. Now remember as well, on the website, loads of deals for you. crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu, wherever you are in the world. Drum roll, please. Until Sunday, midnight, 50% off all stamps.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Now head to the website. There are some brands.
Creative Expressions.
Creative Expressions aren't in that deal, but Gemini stamps, third-party stamps are all available on the website. 50% off. Head to the website until midnight Sunday. Have a look on the website. Search in there. They've all got the little sale logos. Can you believe that? 50% off stamps. Craig, you're going to have a field day with that, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah, just to say it as well. So it's just on solely packs of stamps. So it's not stamp and dies, it's just stamps. But as you know already, we have got thousands of products when it comes to just standalone stamp packs. So as George says, yeah, absolutely check them out for sure. Definitely a win-win. Now, do you know what else is a win-win?
What's a win-win, Craig?
It's actually, do you know something? It's a bit of a mystery.
No way.
It is indeed. Do you want a mystery bag?
I do.
Check it out. Here we go. This is our Leanne's Soft Craft mystery bag when it comes to this one here. Now, £30 or £30 or $40. That's if you're not in Club Inspire. However, oh, hi. Hi.
That's Craig. Hi, mate.
Just popping my juice and my Lucozade down here.
Your juice?
Here you go. My juice is loose about the house. So, here we go. It's not Iron Brew, not today, nope. £30 or $40 for you guys stateside. £24 or $32 if you are Platinum. That's, of course, our Club Inspire. We will go all over Club Inspire throughout either the show as well as throughout today. But this is Leanne's Softcraft mystery bag. So, gosh, you could use that for paper crafting. So we've got,
he's excited.
Can I show that one then, what you've just said?
No
apple
way,
core.
The apple core.
That, do you know how much that one is worth?
No.
£24.99. £24.99 or $32. So basically,
that's crazy.
As you can see that, so basically that platinum price that we can see down here, that is the price for just this standalone.
That is
However,
ridiculous.
you're getting you know, you're getting. I can use them for crafting. That'd be good for box making. That would be good for if you like your fussy cutting. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So that and that, 7 items. So that and that you could use with your Gemini if you're a paper crafter. That, oh, Joe would like that as a shirt, for sure. So, there you go, they are. So for the price of the Platinum, £24 or $32, you're going to get everything that's in here, 7 items that are in here. However, one of the items, standalone, the Apple Core, that is worth the price of Platinum alone, but you're getting an additional 6 items on top of that. So that's going to be, available throughout the day or until stocks last. That is already got 10% already across on our website. So if it is something that you are thinking of, maybe you've gotten into soft crafts, maybe you just want to get it as a gift. Don't forget, if you are doing them as gifts, we absolutely guarantee Christmas delivery. So you're absolutely fine when it comes to that one there, because we've got loads of time. I do like that joke. It's kind of wearing thin now. Bit wearing thin, but you know what? Yeah, Charlotte says that as well. She agrees. So there you go. That's your Soft Crafts mystery bags. So even then, even if you are not in Club Inspire, that price there, £30 or $40, is still a phenomenal deal. So Becky's going to be having a look. Well, at least one of the items that are in this bag. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our new Build-A-Block of the week. And when I say new, I mean obviously different from last Friday's. And this one here is our Build-A-Block. This is the designer collection. Ooh. This is the East Ham with 5 elements. 5 elements within this one here, £24.99 or $27.96. That is what every one of you will pay if you're not in Club Inspire. But if you are in Club Inspire and you're all the way up at Platinum level, that's going to come down to £19.59 or $22.37. Please remember as well, when it comes to the dies within the soft crafts, technically they're multimedia dies, so you can still be using them for your paper crafts, maybe your heavier objects as well, depending on the design. Obviously it will depend if you're want to use them within your paper craft, but you've got that option as well. Configuration. So please don't think that even our Softcraft dies only work with the Gemini. They do not. So there you go. That is what you're going to be paying the Build-A-Block Designer Collection, East Ham, where you've got 5 elements in total when it comes to this pack. £24.49, £27.96, or Platinum price comes down to just under £20 here in the UK, £19.59 or $22.37. So then what we're going to do is we're going to park soft side just to the side for a moment, and then we're going to have a look at our paper crafting. This is all about our launch day today with myself and George. So that's going to be 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Just quickly as well, your soft crafts, of course, that's with Leanne and Joe. That's going to be 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. So back to these ones. You guys adored our Christmas versions that we done last year, so much so that you were shouting for all occasion ones. So we have brought them to you. This is our everyday hanging ornament collection. You're getting 34 elements in total, and you're getting a 2-pack of Poke Tools. This is awesome because, as you'll have seen as of late, when we pop something extra in your launch day item, these are usable objects that we use on a daily basis. We always need Poke Tools, so we're popping them in for you. But the main focus is on the everyday hanging objects. If you're not in Club Inspire, £38.95 or $49.95. Even straight off the back, that saving of £13 here in the UK or $18.80, which is phenomenal for a launch day item. However, if you're Platinum, it comes down to £31.16 or $39.96. Okay, we've got Johnny and we've got Charlotte in the gallery as well today. And what was that, Johnny? A quarter of the stock. So these were featured and looked at when it comes to Create, Craft and Chat. However, quarter of the stock is gone already. So we're going to have a look at these towards the end of Wake Up Call, but we do Craft, Chat, Create, one of the C's. We've got at least, do you know something? I said the right words just in the wrong order. There we go, good old comedian as well back in the day. So that is our launch day. Just to say as well, you've got 2 designs when it comes to the outer hanging elements. You've got the hearts and you've got the the hearts as well as the circles, but you do get a variety of different designs that you can have hanging within the middle, whether it is cupcakes, whether it's a champagne glass, whether it's a butterfly, etc., etc. So you've got that option as well. So platinum price, once again, £31.16 or $39.96. So you can, of course, get across onto our website. Here in the UK it's .co.uk, for you guys stateside is .com, but if you are across Central Europe, it is, of course, .eu. Always check out the download section, always have a little bit of peruse as well, always go right to the top. If you're not in Club Inspire, click on Club Inspire and you're going to see all the benefits that you're going to get with Club Inspire, although we do feature them throughout the show as well. So now that I've showed you what we've got coming up today on this Friday, the 21st of January, and I must say, although she's not going to be watching, my little cousin, who's not so little cousin, she is, what's she today? 24 today? Louise, 24, probably nothing like that, it's probably 25 or something. But happy birthday to Louise. So I'll clip this out and send it to her because, as I say, she won't be watching. The novelty of seeing me on TV is kind of worn off by now, but happy birthday, Louise. Have a lovely day. Right, George, what else have we got coming up today?
Well, actually, it's funny you talk about birthdays because it's also Kaz Jones' birthday. Happy birthday to you, Kaz. Looking forward to see all the deals. It's my birthday today, so now I have some birthday money to spend and cannot think of a better place to spend it. Well, we've got some great deals for you today. Show. Jerry in Oklahoma is a nice toasty 9 degrees. And loads of you getting really excited about that mystery bag in Softer Side of Life. Bubble and Squeak said, come on Craig, stop teasing us, just show us. And then that cat emoji doing this. This and that as well. That's coming in as well. And loads of you loving Craig's jokes about Christmas delivery.
Well, at least someone liked them. I guaranteed them.
Guaranteed. I mean, you're not lying to him, that is true. But loads of you get in touch, so remember, we would love to read your comments out. If you've got any questions for you, get in touch. And talking of questions, in a little bit, me, myself and I, and Becky, are going to have a little sit-down conversation all about sewing and the common questions asked about sewing. Because I'm not lying to you, when I start sewing, I bring out the glue gun, and that's how I do it. But we've got loads of questions for you. You may need, if you're a brand new soft crafter, and hopefully get you into your soft crafting. But remember that great deal on that soft craft mystery bag. That's with Leanne and Joe today, 3 p.m. here in the UK and 10 a.m. in the East Coast. But talking of Becky, talking of soft and craft, Becky, hello over there, my dear. What have you got for hello? Look at my beautiful face and chins. So tell me, what have you got for us today?
Something out of the mystery bag, but it's not so much of a mystery because it's something you've already seen, which is the apple pulse. So we're not giving anything away, are we? We are keeping it all super secret. So these are, as Craig was saying, these are our multimedia dies. So they're going to be able to cut through multiple layers of fabric. We say 6 to 8 layers of fabric, but obviously it depends on the machine that you're using, but we've tested them with our Gemini machine and we know that will go through 8 layers of cotton fabric. So I'm going to show you how to use these. So you've got 4 different sizes. Now you'll want to use the same shape, the same size for all of the things that you're going to be doing. So if I show you, it doesn't, initially when you look at this design up here, you sort of think, oh my goodness, that's not going to work. I don't know, do I need different shapes, different sizes? No, you're just going to use one. So we're going to use the second largest one just to run it through the machine with some of our Sew Boho fabric.
Lovely. I'm so excited. Becky, we worked together for the first time last week.
We did, yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? Because I had fun. Of
course.
Oh, good.
Can I get my £50 now, please?
Right, cheers, Becky. You've only been here 2 minutes. They're bullying me, Craig. They're bullying me already.
Well, be quiet. Just get on with it, George.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about that.
She's an expert, you know what I mean?
I'll just get the right plates out.
That was, of course, a joke
myself
as well.
Yeah, all right, Craig, it's fine. You've got the wrong plates.
I've got the wrong plates.
Oh, you see, I take it all back. Take it all back. That's 50 quid's back. Pass it here.
Right, okay.
Good.
That's the wrong one.
Oh,
sorry.
Becky.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I know, Leanne's been messing with it.
I think it's Leanne.
Always Liam.
Although I'm never blaming Leanne.
I'll blame Leanne.
You can blame Leanne.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'm going to be using my clear plates and my fabric plates, which are the strong metal ones. We talked about these last week, how rigid these are. So these are fantastic if you're going to be cutting a lot of things using our multimedia dies, particularly if you're going to be cutting lots of fabric. They're definitely the really good thing for you to have. So I'm going to tape this down a couple of little places so you can see it doesn't really matter how your fabric, which way round, because this is a, what's the word I'm looking for? This is
1960s.
No, this is an even shaped shape here.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter whether you've got the fabric facing up or down. That's,
I see.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Well, we'll pretend we do. If you are looking for those fabric cutting plates, they are going to be on the Stuff to Side Live. So head to the website. You click on the show, shop the show option. Now, like Becky said, those plates are thicker, perfect for your fabrics. Or Craig, you talk about this balsa wood, leather, faux leather, different materials that you can use them for.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because I'm just thinking as well, for instance, we have, I know we're talking about today's launch day later on, we'll also have another launch later on. So for what about maybe toppers, if you've got maybe hunky-dory toppers left over, a small one, you could just die cut one of these, basically as a background dies, to sit your topper on top of, or a stamped sentiment. So although Becky's showing you your soft crafts now, please think about how you can be using them within your daily crafting, in your daily crafting basically.
And we were talking last week about cutting fabric, but using it for your paper crafting.
Yeah.
So if you can, you want to sort of make this spray it with a sort of stabilizer to make it sort of more rigid. Using them for backgrounds. We had some fantastic Liberty print fabrics on the show last week, but you know, obviously not Liberty print cardstock, but you could always sort of use the fabrics in different ways in your paper crafting. So I've just run that through, and you can see you have perfect little apple cores. So these work together. If I open them all up, you'll be able to see. So these fit in like so. So when I was saying before, using the different shapes, you sort of assume that you're going to be using different size ones to put together. This is just in one colour, one type of fabric, but I have got some that I did earlier. And I'm using some of the other fabric that we've got. So we've got some black on the show today as well. And we've got some other of the boho fabrics.
A lot of love for those boho fabrics. Marcia says, I love these boho fabrics. Ordered some and just waiting for their arrival. And Moira said, the boho fabrics are beautiful. I absolutely adore these. I've not seen these before.
I mean, you know, you were saying about these being sort of very 60s. Yes, absolutely. But I always sort of think these are a little bit like the sort of magic roundabout kind of look to them. So this, you know, you can obviously sort of make all sorts of different things with different colours. They would work really well if you were just going to be using all the same fabric. If you sort of mix them up with some pattern fabrics and some plains as well. Now sewing them, you're going to be sewing on a curve. Now sewing on a curve was something that I was always a little bit nervous about doing because I wasn't entirely sure I was going to be cutting everything exactly right. But obviously with your die cutting machine, you're going to know that every time you've cut out a shape, it's exactly perfect. So that minimises the sort of fear of sewing around a curve. All you need to do is sort of get everything lined up. So I'm going to show you how you sew some curves now.
The orange one reminds me of the wrapping from Terry's Chocolate Orange.
Oh, it does.
This is why when I'm doing the work, I'm wanting chocolate.
That's why.
This is why I'm putting on weight, because this is reminding me, I mean, let's be honest, I mean, this reminds me of chocolate, this reminds me of chocolate, they all remind me of chocolate, but you're right, absolutely, this is definitely like Terry's
doesn't it?
Chocolate Orange.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're going to start off, I'm going to do two different colours over here. So I'm going to start off with one plain one and one pattern. And I'm just going to finger press. So I've got a little bit of a sort of a dent where that half is. With this one over here.
So is it just the tip of your finger you're using, or is it your nail? Or
yeah, I'm just giving it a bit of a push. Obviously on the screen it's a little bit difficult to see, but we're going to be using these as a way of making sure that we line up everything exactly into the middle. So we're going to put the two sort of creases in the middle just here, and I'm going to use a pin to place this. Now, fiddling around because obviously you're working with a smaller piece of fabric. So if you're just starting off doing this, I'd recommend that you start with a larger shape first of all. curves. Now what I've actually done on my machine is I've changed my foot from an ordinary foot to a 1/4 of an inch seam foot. Now this is a foot that we do sell, and it has a line, a piece of metal around the side up to that edge, and it means that you're always going to be sewing at a 1/4 of an inch, which is particularly good when you'll be sewing round curves, because you've got to make sure that you're being nice and accurate. So I've put my fabric with the 2 middle parts just here, and then I'm going to take my corner and I'm going to place that against the other corner, and I'm going to start sewing with my 1/4 of an inch seam allowance.
A lot of you are saying that you like to sew your fabrics onto cardstocks for backgrounds. My cardstock for backgrounds. Loads of you getting in touch as well. Question for you, Becky. Will these dies fit into the Gemini Junior by any chance?
No, no, that's not true. No, I'm fibbing.
To us, aren't you?
I'm fibbing. They
How
will.
dare you?
They will fit in. I was thinking of the bigger bag dies that we had last week. No, these will fit in absolutely fine.
Now, if you remember, that is part of that soft mystery bag that you see on screen there. £30, $40. Now, the die alone is worth, Craig, $24.99. So that is one thing you're getting in that bag. If you are platinum, so it is a great little saving. And the mystery bag, make sure you join Leanne and Joe for that at 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast, see the bag, because there are some goodies in there. Let me tell you that for free. Put your money away. Unless you want to buy stuff, then, get your money out. I mean, I don't know how it works. Right, who brings me in? Where do they find me?
Yeah, no, who does it?
I'm Ben's mate. Thanks, Joe. We're not friends. So
what are you up to here, Becky?
So I'm just doing a couple of stitches, and then I'm just feeding. I'm keeping my seams together. So I'm just sort of moving the top part of the fabric around. So I'm just doing 1 or 2 stitches at a time. If you find, I tend to have my needle, when I finish sewing, I tend to keep my needle down in my fabric, because then I can lift up the foot and I can just move if I have to.
Okay.
So I'm just going to continue just 1 or 2 stitches at a time. So curves are always quite tricky, and as I say, I was always really reluctant to sew any curves, because if you're cutting with a pair of scissors, obviously that's really tricky, but even with a rotary cutter and using templates, again, it can be really, really quite difficult. And it's quite nice to know that you're going to be, by using your die, you're going to be getting multiple layers cut perfectly. And I think, then you can get started on the actual fun bit, which is putting things together.
Yeah, that's it.
Like Lego. Me and Becky were talking about Lego earlier.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, we're big.
Is a really sort of addictive thing to do. What I've done here is, I'm just going to trim this, because it's a little bit easier if you start with a bit of leading fabric. I ran through the machine first of all, just to get my machine started, so you've got a nice smooth transition. So by the time it gets to sewing the actual item, the stitching is all nice and smooth and running well.
Okay.
So this is how that curve looks. I'm just going to finger press that, but you can see that that has come together really, really easily, and there's no reason for anyone to be afraid of these curves. So once I started going a little bit mad at home. I filled the kitchen with all these different shapes, but you just start off by doing 2 at a time, so 2 together, and that's how you sort of put things together. So I've just done a few here, so you can see, you can move them around, see what works for you shape-wise, and they do look really good.
Really nice.
I was thinking this would look brilliant as a headband. That's what I was going to plan to finish off.
It's to me as well, Becky. It's got Halloween colour theme as well. Do you know what I mean? So you could be able to use it throughout into Halloween too.
Well, I seem to remember, I'm sure Bernie did something a while ago with these shapes, and she sort of made almost a pumpkin, because this shape that we've got, this apple core, could very easily be into like a kind of pumpkin face. But yeah, you're right, these colours remind me of the Mexican Day of the Dead. It's those pinks, those blacks. They're really sort of, and I think actually we want something brightly coloured now. You know, it's grey. I mean, it's not grey today where we are. It's been beautifully sunny. But generally speaking, this time of year is a time where, you know, you want a little bit of, you know, brightness and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So you can see how they all start going together. So you have 2 at a time, and then you sew 2.
I was asking, Becky, would you snip around the curves? I know that's a practice with circles to help fabric lay properly. Would you snip around the curves?
You don't actually need to, because the way they show you the back, they fold really well into here. Yes, you could do, and particularly if you're going to be using some kind of very bulky fabric. If you're going to be using something like a denim or a very heavyweight cotton, you might want to do that just so it lies flat. But with this normal kind of crafting cotton that we've got here, these seams just fold nicely. Obviously with the smaller shapes, you might just want to cut in, and if you don't know what cutting in on the curves is, you just get your scissors, and where you've got your curve, you just do a couple of little snips around that curve, and it just gives a little bit of ease to that shape, so it moves nicely. So that's how 2 together, because they're slightly different. So we've done 2 already here, and we're going to choose not that one. Let's go for...
A lot of love for this fabric on this, and with the pattern, say how well it works together. It's a beautiful fabric. I want shirts made of that fabric.
Isn't it? When you come in and everyone's like, yeah, okay, I want an outfit in that.
I have to say though, Grace has got half a Terry's chocolate orange left, and it's in her desk drawer.
Shall we just stop and run and get it?
Who eats half a Terry's chocolate orange? Give over. No way. Right. If I open a chocolate bar, it's getting demolished. It is not sitting there. I have got no self-control. Can you believe it or not? If I buy a packet of biscuits, there's not. I will smash the full packet of biscuits. No worries. A family sharing chocolate bar, that's gone. Fruit and nut every day of the week. I'll eat the full thing. Family sharing. Apparently, it says some people identify as what they identify. I identify as a family of 4 to 6 with serving. So, just saying. That's what I identify as a family of 4 to 6. So serves 4. Challenge accepted, my friend. Challenge accepted. Right, sorry, crafting. Yeah.
So I'm going to start at... So we've got these 2 pieces we're going to sew together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew this part first to the middle, and then we're going to stop, and then we're going to sew from here to the middle. So you can imagine if you were going to be sewing all this. So we're just going to put those together and start sewing. So do be careful, do be slow with your stitching, just take your time doing it.
Becky, can I just quickly say as well, anyone that is watching on YouTube, we're having a little bit of issues with the feed. We kind of tell because the guys go flying past our window to get it sorted, so they are working on the issue with the YouTube. So if you are, I think you can watch us. It's just been a little bit, whether it's glitchy or whatever the issue is, a little bit of buffering going on. So we are aware of it. The guys are working on it. What I would suggest, if it is getting a little bit frustrating, what to do is just head across to our Crafters TV Facebook page or our website and watch from there. But yeah, the guys are aware and they are working on it. Sorry, Becky.
That's all right. Having a good internet connection is really paramount now, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what. On the houses, they always put now on a house. You're looking for a house. The internet is like one of the broadband speeds, the thing in your house, isn't it? Like going, I've got a good broadband speed. Mm-hmm.
Down our street, we have a little WhatsApp group, so we're always talking about anything that's going wrong, and everyone is having problems with the internet at the moment. And a few people were talking to an engineer, and they were like, "We've got a problem," and they were like, "Yeah, we know about it." And they were like, "No, it's the whole street." About it because they had a whole, having a WhatsApp group. it worked out quite quickly. So power of, you know, group.
The community.
Complaints, yeah, community.
I wish I knew that my neighbours that well to have a WhatsApp group.
Yours.
My neighbours right next door to me in the back of me, I know them really nice. But yeah, I don't know enough.
See, my neighbours, we've got a shared drive, and they, when we had bad snow, they cleared all the snow for us. And then when and I was like, oh, thank you, you didn't have to do that. And then it snowed again, and I was in such a rush, I only cleared our side of the drive, and I felt terrible. But I was in a really bad rush. So if you are watching, because I know they are crafters, because they opened their garage, and there was loads of crafters' companion boxes in the garage, and I was like, oh, I might go and work there. She's like, I thought I recognised you. So if you're watching, I'm really sorry I didn't clear the drive that time.
Oh, it's good to have good neighbours, definitely.
Just like there's
just
the
like
theme
the song, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see how that's all come together. So you just need to, you start with 2, then you go to 4, and then you can add your 4s together, and you can create a fantastic quilt very, very quickly and easily.
How cool is that? That's
So
and then,
cool.
as you say as well, you could just keep going and going and going, making it bigger and that, depending on what project that you're going to be using. Absolutely adore that one. I know last Friday was only my first kind of like wake-up call with the soft crafts in it. I had a blast last week, and I can tell I'm having a blast again this week. It's so interesting. Just quickly as well, you know when you were talking about stabilisers, you know, for if you want to use it with your card, is it a spray or is it a...
Yeah, we have the spray,
right.
the stabiliser. So if you watched any of the videos that Sarah did coming up to Halloween, she was making a kind of a ghost using the stabiliser. So yeah, you could then, but by putting stabiliser on the fabric, it then makes it more rigid, more like card. So you can use it for all sorts of things. Obviously, when you're, you know, you might have to sort of give it a little bit of a, you know, trial and error. And obviously, the thicker the fabric, the harder it will be for it to work like card. But certainly using some sort of craft cotton or even some cotton lawn, which is the very, very fine cotton that you can get, that would work exactly like card. And obviously then you open up a different opportunity for people to start crafting in a slightly different way.
Awesome. I have to say that question was a personal question for myself, but I know many of you at home may be thinking that and asking that as well, because I'm quite intrigued to use them within some of my helped. It certainly it helped me anyway. But what we're going to do is let's have a quick look. Do you want to start the comments, George? Because I know you know where you ended up at.
Well, you know, there is loads you get into it today. And Rosalind's saying on Facebook, that fabric that we've got, I use that fabric for placemats. It would brighten up my table, it really would. And loads of you loving that fabric. Head to the website, crafterscompanion.com.au to see the full range of fabrics that we've got for you on sale. 50% off all stamps until midnight on Sunday. Have a look, there's a great range. There are some lines which are excluded in that deal, but the majority of our stamps are available 50% off online. Not stamps and dies, just stamps, but you know we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of stamps. Don't forget as well, myself and Becky are going to have a little Q&A shortly about common questions within sewing, you know, problems that you may face and how to overcome them. But Craig, we're going to be looking at the builder blocks next, aren't we?
We are indeed, absolutely. Just quickly as well, as well. I know obviously March next month here in the UK rules are changing slightly. Well, no, we're still January, aren't we? In March anyway, rules are changing slightly when it comes to face masks and that. But if you are one of those that are going to continue to wear them and that, maybe you want to make some new ones for yourself, maybe you've done it last year, you want to jazz them up, you've got all these options as well. So it's just while that popped into my mind, I thought I would just mention that as well. But that is going from one collection that Becky showed you there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the builder block. So this is our block of the week. Is it block of the week?
Block of the week.
Yeah, block of the week. Did I say it right? But yeah, block %. So if you're not in Club Inspire, you're going to be £24.49 or £27.96. But if you are in Club Inspire, you're going to be paying £19.59 or $22.37. Now, I kind of know what to expect now after Becky's blown away by what you could do. So I'm really intrigued to see what you're going to do with these ones, Becky.
Yeah, and these are a really beautiful collection. So this is being designed by Joe Avery, who is a quilter. And these are sort of reminiscent, these designs. These are like kind of Victorian tiles, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They've got that beautiful look to them. So in projects, and you'll be getting all of the dies. So you can see they're all sorts of different shapes. Now you'll notice on these ones, you've got this little, whilst it's a triangle, it's got the little corners cut off. Now this is something that we'll do when we're making a quilt and when we're making patchwork. You tend to cut the item out. So if it was going to be like an ordinary triangle, obviously you're going to have little points here. Now to allow the fabric to flow nicely, here, we're making it easier for you. So we're making the opportunity of fiddling around and sort of fixing things, we're taking that away from you, because you're going to be able to cut everything exactly the way you want it. And we've taken into account the 1/4 inch seam allowance on here as well. So if you look at these shapes, this 1/4 inch, this point here would be where you start your sewing.
Okay.
So they're just here. So you can see you're going to be making everything look and feel. Your booklet in here, which shows you how to cut everything out, how you lay your pieces of fabric on, or your pieces of dye on your fabric in order to get the best out of them. And it will also show on each of these projects how many of each shape you need to cut out and how they're constructed. So we've given you loads of information on here to make it really, really simple and easy for you to start making these quilts, which perhaps this kind of design hasn't occurred. Patchwork dies where you've got one shape all the way through in different sizes, but these are lots of different shapes, and you can see how building all these sort of blocks together, you can really open up your opportunities for making quilts. Now obviously you don't need to follow the exact instructions to make these exact projects. You might just want to use an aspect of one of these and use it as a border for a quilt that you're making, or a strip that you're going to put on a bag. The opportunities with these are endless. So we're going to start by putting them through the die cutting machine so you can see, but it works in the same way as before.
Right.
So I'll grab my fabric.
And with these shapes as well, you can then cherry pick, certain designs within your fabrics or that, can't you?
Yeah,
then,
you
which
can.
is good.
So you're sort of effectively fussy cutting, aren't you?
Yeah. That's
and
a
that
good way to think of it.
makes a big difference.
Charlotte's asked on the socials,
4 corners.
I'm guessing on the triangle.
I think it was maybe the last demo.
Oh, on the cores, I thought it was on the triangles you putting the patchwork together.
On this, if I show you here, this, I mean around here,
I'm
these corners.
I'm guessing so, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they just fold, once you stitch them together, they just fold flat.
Yeah.
So as long as it just takes a little bit of fiddling around. I wouldn't rush, this is the thing, just by sewing carefully and making sure you've lined everything up. So you could see when I was sewing there, I was only sort of sewing 1 or 2 stitches and then I was moving everything around. Obviously with a straight stitch you can really sort of zoom along, but with these just take a little bit of time, and you can see that they do match up because they've been die cut. As long as you are sort of being careful, they should all match up perfectly, and you can see on the seam naturally flows flat. Do sit flat without you even having to snip into those curves.
Perfect.
And that's a really good point, not just for your soft crafts but your paper crafts. Not every element of crafting is a quick fix or a quick craft. You know what I mean? There's certain things, fussy cutting, Becky said a moment ago, or what she's just explained there. Some of it do need just that little bit more time and patience, so don't rush everything. Not everything needs to be a quick fix, so to say.
Bit. So what I've done here is I'm going to be cutting this right angle triangle with all the fabric facing upwards. So all of my triangles are going to look the same.
Okay.
Yes.
But on this one, I folded the fabric over, so your triangles are going to look, you're going to have opposite triangles. So this is how for you to follow whether you need to have your fabric facing up or facing down, because that was obviously going to affect the shape and the way the fabric is going if you're using a patterned fabric. Obviously if you're using some of our plain fabrics, which I think we've got on the show as well, you don't need to worry about that.
No.
How many layers are you cutting through about there?
Not very many, probably
many.
4, something like that, possibly 6. You could do up to 8, but I don't need to do that many today.
Perfect. Guys, loads of you asking about that wonderful fabric that you're seeing there. You've got that 3-piece collection on the table. It's this beautiful collection here, thank you. My beautiful, stop teasing me. Here it is, that wonderful, on my shoulder like a little baby. You've got the wonderful pink, you've got a wonderful blue, and you've got that wonderful black as well on my jumper, which is green, I'd like to point out, it is green. That is priced today at $11.22.40. It is green.
Oh, it is green.
It is green. I've got cotton stuck to me. Love this fabric. It's good, isn't it? It's like napkins. It's strong. I like it. I'm gonna keep it there on my shoulder like a little parrot. That is a great deal, a great collection. Craig, don't look at me. 100% cotton. Can you believe it? Very good. What's your favourite? What's the favourite fabric? What's your favourite fabric, Becky?
What, of all fabric?
Of all fabrics.
Of all fabric, something with sequins on it.
Ooh.
You know, sequins. I mean,
have you been having a look in that mystery bag?
Maybe. Pardon?
Have you been having a look in that mystery bag?
Oh, is there something glittery in there? No one's looking.
Get the madam. Craig, he's going to tease us. He's going to tease us. Look, it's getting the bag, and maybe we can see what's in. Look at it. Look.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, that did not look normal. Right. Okay. Good. Just carry on. Just carry on. No one noticed.
Is there one spare for me to take home?
Well, I'm sure the guys backstage could.
If you stick around, Becky, you may. Are you going home today?
I am going home today.
Back on the train. Choo choo.
Yeah, exactly.
First class.
No.
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 Genuinely disappointed in that, aren't you?
No, yeah, it's never too busy on the train. I shouldn't say that. I mean that's just tempting fate.
You've tempted
yeah, that's
fate
tempting
now.
fate. It's generally quite bad when I get to London and I've got to go on the tube from one side of London to the other on a Friday night. You know, it's a bit of a party night. Maybe I should just join in.
Just join in.
Yeah, head off to a party. So you can see here, these have been cut out exactly the same way. And then these are the ones that I said before. I was cutting out in different ways. So you can see that you get this these different angles or different ways around. But what I'm going to do is I've already cut out a few shapes already. And I am the block. So if I open up the booklet here, you can see I'm just going to be following this one for the main block here. And it will show you how to construct everything together. So you can see that we're going to be using a big right angle triangle, first of all, and then we're going to be using one of these pieces, and then we're going to be using. So we're just going to start putting everything together.
Okay. Rosalind's asking, so is it best to press the seams flat together instead of opening and pressing the seams?
Now, it depends who you speak to.
Right.
In the centre. So if I show you what I mean by that, so if I use this one here, so I would get these two pieces, these two seams here, and I would open it up like that.
Yeah.
Like so. But actually, you don't really need to do that. And I now find it a lot easier and quicker to do it this way.
Perfect.
So you would normally fold your fabric over, so you have the thickest part of the fabric, the seam seam leaning over the darkest piece of fabric, so it wouldn't show through.
Yeah.
So this way, I've just sort of iron them all this way. It just lends itself to sort of folding this way. But yeah, I mean, when I do dressmaking, I tend to open up the seams like that because it's a slightly different thing.
Yes.
But with patchwork, it doesn't really matter.
No.
It doesn't matter.
No, okay.
It's entirely up to you what your preference is. And some people, I'm sure, will say, actually, I've always done it this way or another way, but that's sort of how I was taught. So I'm going to put this piece together here. So I'm just lining it up, and you can see here, you've got these little ends that have already been cut off from your points of your triangle.
And that's what I just think is genius, because last week I was kind of like on one of the shapes that you had. I was like, why's the corners off?
Yeah,
Do you know, that's a bit. But then when you explained it, Becky, I was like, oh my God, it's little things, but just what difference it makes.
Yeah,
well, this is the thing. I think in the people in the sort of the product development, they have really thought about all these bits and pieces. Everything easier for people, aren't we? We're trying to sort of minimise the boring parts and maximise the exciting bit, which is putting things together. So I'm just going to be finger pressing here. So when you're stitching, I tend to do a few bits together in one go, and then I'd go and get my iron and I'd press everything down afterwards. And then I would then pop my next piece here and then sew that together.
Yeah.
So it would look like this.
Look at that.
That's
and
lovely.
then we've also got a diamond shape here. So we've cut this diamond out, and then we would sew these triangles.
You know what I'm wondering, Becky? And this might not work, I don't know, because obviously I've never tried it or that, but if we were to, with the fabrics that, use a stabiliser, fold little strips in half, where we...
Yeah, you could do. Yeah. And actually, I think you can. I've never done it myself, but you can. There is iris folding in quilts.
Right. Okay.
That same sort of thing. So yeah, you could do. It's just obviously with fabric, it might be a little bit thicker than the paper. Because iris folding is normally done with paper, isn't it?
That's
rather than
exactly.
card.
Yeah, that's what I was
so
thinking.
it's a little bit finer. But obviously, if you're going to be using really fine fabrics like an organza. You could absolutely try it. And I think that's part of crafting, isn't it? It's trying out different things and seeing what works for you. Some people would think, oh my goodness, I could never attempt something like that.
Yeah.
And actually, with these kind of shapes and these kind of designs that we're doing,
Absolutely.
What can you lose?
And do you know what this show today is inspiring people to try something new? Peg Conrad, the Fish Fry show is as well. I'm glad it helps people. I always can I call my you know what I mean? Do you get inspired, Craig, to use a sewing machine?
Do you know some of it? And I know people are going to be like, yeah, he's just going to say that, isn't he? But seeing what Becky does, and I've dabbled slightly with Steph in the office, Bernie as well, with a little bit. I would love to at least learn the basics.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I absolutely would. Done it back in high school, used
textiles,
to do, or we called it home economics. But yeah, I would like to at least learn the basics, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, Craig, you need to go on the naughty step. You're teasing everybody too
I'm
much.
always on the naughty step here.
No. We've got the Craig step. It's just called Craig step.
Usually standing in the corner.
It's true.
So I'm just going to show you how those pieces would look together. So you've got the straight, the corner piece up here.
Yeah.
And then I've got this diamond down the side. So that would be one part of my block. But I've already done this bit here.
Wow. Becky!
So you can see how that all
beautiful.
comes together very, very quickly. And I think that is the key thing. We've tried to make things quick and easy and accessible to people. Before, you'd have to be cutting these things with a rotary cutter. You'd have to be sort of doing it all by hand. This eradicates those kind of problems. It makes it nice and quick and easy for you to produce something like this.
Absolutely. A great collection, that Builder Block collection. And Aisha's gone, Becky, you're such a pleasant and beautiful lady.
She is.
Oh, you should see her off screen. Nothing like... I'm joking, she is lovely.
Lot of makeup I put on beforehand.
Me and you both. Live coming up for you today at 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast time. Loads of great deals for you. That's going to be with Leanne and Joe on a Friday. We've got great deals, including the sewing deal of the week. It's a great deal, and this is what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting the threaders, the carry-all bag. You're going to get the fabric cut. So you're also going to get the 15 inches by the 15.5 inches, plus the threaders, the cutting mat as well, the A2 cutting mat. That cutting mat is huge. Guys, at that incredible price, at $79.98 or $112.94, you are getting the cutting mat for free. That cutting mat is massive. This is A6, okay? And this is A5. A4, A3 is double that, it's A2, it's double A3, it is huge and it's a great deal. Loads of great deals for you in the Softer Side Live today, 3 a.m, 3 p.m. here in the UK, to 10 a.m. in the East Coast and 7 a.m. on the West Coast. Loads of stuff for you today. Loads of you getting stuff, loads of you getting in touch. A lot of you loving that pink fabric as well, and that great deal. Remember, the fabric on the boho, you've got it here. It's the pink, the green, and the blue. It's a great deal on it, guys, and loads of you getting in touch. It's coming in the half metre. It's down the side of the screen. £11.22, $14.06, and you're getting that as well. It's half metre, is that right, Johnny? Half metre, 100% cotton. Now look at that platinum price as well, 25% off on normal price, but the platinum price, you get an extra 20% off on Club Inspire. £8.98, $11.25. It's a great deal and a great collection. Now, we are in the mood for some crafting my life. Now, Becky's here on the sofa. She's got the, she's just hiding a bottle of gin, and she's cuddled up with the cushion. I love this. Everyone cuddles the cushion. Craig was cuddled up with it. I was cuddled up with it. It's like a little dog. It's like the Dulux dog, you know, the paint dog.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Lovely. We've got some questions for you on basic soft crafting. I'm a bit more of a glue gunner kind of thing, you know, and I'm sorry about that, all right? But we've got some common questions to get started. Now, before I answer the questions, any advice for anybody who wants to get into soft crafting? What's your biggest bit of advice for them?
Just do. I think this is a problem. We sort of think that you have to be perfect when you're doing these things. You won't be, and it doesn't matter. You just need to try. My mum, who'll be watching, she's been sewing for 80 years. She was a costume designer. She can sew anything, and it still goes wrong for her.
Yeah.
So I think bits with it. If you're just starting sewing, getting to know your sewing machine is a real key thing. And actually, sewing machines play up. They don't quite work the way you want to. Sometimes, you know, all sorts of things can go wrong. It's just a learning process, but yeah, I'd say just go for it.
Absolutely. And we were talking about costumes. So obviously, a lot of you guys know I do panto, but my friend.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh yeah, yes. If I had a pound, my friend Jacqueline, she is an aerialist and from Mexico originally, and she was on panto with us, and she loves. I don't know if you agree on this. She loves sewing lycra.
That she must be mad.
She loves, but she makes costumes for circus people.
Yeah, so
they adore it on the aerialist. She absolutely adores sewing lycra, and I was like, nobody adores sewing lycra. Nobody ever. Right, so some common questions here that keep happening and problems, and I need you to help me out on these.
Okay.
So my thread keeps bunching up under your fabric when you're sewing. So what do you do to resolve that if your thread keeps bunching up under your fabric whilst you're sewing?
Okay, so first of all, you want to take the fabric out. So you lift up your foot, and I move the little sort of, well, I don't know what you'd call it, the little turny handle bit thing, whatever it's called. Turny handle bit thing, just backwards and forwards to release it. There could be all sorts of different problems that could be causing it. It could be that your feed dogs, which are the little sort of grippy bits underneath your underneath the sewing machine that hold onto the fabric and push it through. Quite often they get gunked up with bits of fluff and that kind of thing. It could be that. It could be that you're using very sort of light fabric, and one of the things that's quite useful to do is using some of that leader fabric that I said. So just using a scrap of fabric to stitch on, and then you just sort of carry it you want to stitch underneath that, and it just means that if there's any bunching up or the fabric's not really quite happy going through your machine, you're not going to be ruining the item that you're going to be using. But it happens to everybody, you know, so don't feel that you're alone. It happened to me this week. Perfect.
So it always happens. Right, so next question. I've got a bent or broken needle in my machine. What do I do?
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Immediately. You can't sew with even a bent and slightly bent needle. It will just sort of cause all sorts of problems. Ideally, particularly if you're going to be using some really expensive fabric, if you're going to be using something like a silk or something like that, I'd change my needle. generally tell when the needle is getting right, it's not moving smoothly. So yeah, get rid of that needle. Don't always have an extra needle, ready to use. But yeah, don't even attempt with a broken needle or a and you're using pins and you're sewing over pins, that can break a needle or can break a pin, so just be really careful. And she's sewing over all of her pins and I'm like, oh, don't do that. She's like, no, it's fine. Ping around and breaking. That's not for me. I find it a bit too dangerous, but no, it's entirely up to you what works. But yeah, never sew with a bent needle.
Perfect. So that's that one. My fabric's not feeding.
Be a few different options. It could be because again your feed dogs might be dropped. So if you're going to be doing free motion machine embroidery, that's when we have dogs. So the feed dogs sort of go slightly underneath, so you can move the fabric around. So it could be that your feed dogs have dropped. You might have done that yourself and there might be something wrong. It could be all sorts of different things. It could just be that it needs to sort of be pulled through a little bit, but often that means that it's being caught underneath with your threads. So yeah, there's a few different things to try, and that is getting to know your machine is quite important. Those type of things, but yeah, try a few different things, and you'll probably find out actually, this is the problem I've got.
Trial and error, as always. So my thread keeps breaking. What do I need to do there?
I would replace your thread. It's generally when you're using cheap thread. I tend to use a polyester thread most of the time because it's nice and strong, and I use a good quality thread as well. So if you buy that is the thing that you do. It could also be to do with the tension on your machine. So when you're threading, it keeps and then rethread your machine, including your bobbin underneath, just to see if that fixes it. But yeah, it's to do it's not strong enough with silk.
Songs ever. My machine keeps skipping stitches. So my machine is skipping stitches. I'm here all week. Try the beef. What do I do for machine skipping stitches?
That would your instruction manual, look online. It could be that it could be all sorts of different things. It can be tension. It could be that you're using different thread. So you want to use the same, not necessarily the same colour, but the same for the top and a cotton at the bottom, because it just doesn't work together. So it could be all sorts of different things. Again, trial and error. Whenever I use my sewing machine, I always have a few bits of scrap material and I run those through the machine first of all, just to iron out any problems. And I do that with every single machine that I start to use. Even though the machine that I've got today, I was using yesterday, I've still run that through before I started this morning.
Perfect. My bobbin tension is not consistent. How do I resolve that?
So it could be, most machines now, binder. So there's a place on your machine that you can fill up your bobbin, or you can also buy like a little separate machine that's battery operated that fills in your bobbin. Sometimes if you've put your thread on your bobbin by hand, that can not be sort of looped round properly, but more often than not it's because you've put your bobbin in the wrong way round.
Yeah. Perfect. And the last one from here, and I've got a question that's coming from one of our viewers. Seams in stretch fabrics are coming out wavy. So if I'm using
You're using the right needles. For stretchy fabrics, you'll use a ballpoint needle. So rather than just being a straight point, it has a little ball at the very end. And again, it's generally to do with tension. So if you're sewing different kinds of fabric, you'll need to be changing the tension each time you change the fabric. So again, that kind of thing would be tension related.
Perfect. And one question that's coming from
I think is the long and the short of it. I clean it in a tiny way. Most times I use it, so I'll give it a bit of a brush, a bit of a blow through. It depends how much you're sewing and how fluffy, for want of a better term, your fabric is.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be sewing with lots of kind of fur fabric, for example, you'd want to be cleaning it regularly. I would say, probably set aside, if you're going to be sewing, a couple of times a week, set aside give it a bit of an overhaul, but having your machine serviced is actually really quite useful as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Becky. Loads of you excited about these Softer Side Live today. Remember, they've got that wonderful mystery bag, £30, $40. There's loads of stuff in there. And as well, don't forget, we've got that brand new launch, myself and Craig. We'll show that shortly. Loads of you loving this fabric. Loads of you are talking about this wonderful fabric. The pink, the green, and the black here. It's at great price. It's a brilliant deal. And some of you, Samantha's just suggested, it's the fabric of the week. The hanging heart working die, which we've got coming up for you shortly, would look lovely in this pink fabric. It really would. You've got the bluey to $14.06. 20 under a tenner here in the UK, $11.25. If you want that, get that yours today. That's Softer Side Live, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast time, with the wonderful Leanne and Joe. If you're wondering what Club Inspire is, take a closer look at this.
Where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing Quick Buy. Get yours now. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next 7.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. Opinion is It's magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Back live. Guys, loads of fun having here today. It's a launch day, 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. in the East Coast. We've got a great launch day. You know, you love the everyday hanging ornaments for Christmas. Guys, they have come back for an everyday collection, and guys, what a great deal we've got for you. Quarter of the stock has already gone. You've got the opulent hearts, the descendant butterflies, dream. Yes, it is. I'll tell you why it's time to sell. Included in this bundle. We do this every day on Crafters. 25%. You're going to get a great deal on this today, and it's a great collection. £38.95, $49.95. Alternatively, that platinum price if you're Club Inspire, £31.16, $39.96. They are a great collection. Now, I know you're looking at these and thinking, what on earth? How do I work these? Craig, they are so useful and so simple, aren't they?
They really, really are. We're going to have a look at them right now. We do have the full 2 hours at 7 o'clock here in the UK time, and these make the most object. So I thought this time round what we'd do is I would show you the finished samples first of all. Now ours have been stored in their container, so they are slightly flatter. I did try and reuse them slightly, but you get the idea. Now you're going to get two options. As I say, you get them both of either the love hearts, and then what you also get is these circles as well. So you get the love hearts and you get the circles, so you can determine which ones that you want to use. You can cut them into cardstock, patterned cardstock if you want, but then what you can do is you can
Nice.
Now within each of the die sets, so for instance in the hearts you get this love heart die, and then within the circle you get the butterfly. So you can use them with them, you can mix and match, but then you get an additional 2 sets of dies where you get the flower cupcake. I'm going to have a look at my boards. So we also get the cupcake and we also get the present as well as the flower, and we also get the champagne glass as well. So these additional ones, these are going to be great for using in the centre instead, or if you want to use them as standalone dies, you can do to embellish your cards. But as you can see here, they're so cute. I mean, that one, all that you get within the collection as well. Perfect. The little flowers, the foliage. So maybe you want to come along with your spray and sparkle, maybe your glitters, maybe, you know, you've got your daughter or granddaughter that loves, you know, that princess theme, so you could be colouring it. You know, if you've got a rose stamp and die, you could then have that in the middle, so it could be something like, you know, Beauty and the Beast with the rose. Do you know what I mean? You can start to have your play on what you want to pop into the middle of them. So that is just a few of what you're going to get. So tell you what, let's show you the boards. As I say, doing it backwards today because I really wanted to show you what you can be creating first of all. So here we go. This is one set where this is the one that gives you the circle. So there's one die and you're going to be die cutting it a multitude of times, and you can do it 2 times, you can do it 6 times if you want. It's entirely up to you. But this is where you've got your kind of like your worker die, your mechanism die. So you've got your globe, then you've got the detail along the bottom here. And as I say, within this circle one, you do get the butterfly die, but you can mix and match if you want. You can have the love heart in here if you want, or the cupcake, it's up to you. But you get these dies here where you can create these little bows as well. So cute. Then the other one, what you're going to be getting is a love heart.
Love it.
Perfect, of course. We're going into February, going into Valentine's, but then maybe you want to do it with your golds and ivories. It could be for weddings if you want, and a different design along the base here. You've got your perforated design in the middle of both of them. They don't come out, it doesn't cut out, it's not intended for you to then tear out or pop out. It's that little added accent detail that you get within them. And these ones, you get your little flowers as well as your little love hearts. So many of these with the butterflies and the hearts, George and Becky, you can see how you could be using them elsewhere in your crafting as well. Same with these
Cupcakes,
ones.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Cupcakes, you've got your present in that as well. So yes, they're going to be good for the hanging object within the centre, but really good to have within your stash to be using your cards and your projects. So you got your present, you've got your cupcakes, but then you get the hearts, you get the balloons, you get the little sweetie as well. So you get them included. You get the little swirl as well for the balloon, as well as
Swirl.
okay. Every time I say swirl, whoever's on.
I think you said the squiggle. A squiggle with a squirrel.
Swirl, but you're not the only one. Everyone's
Sorry, I generally was like a squirrel. I didn't see the squirrel.
You could put. Swirl that I was saying here. Definitely swirl. But if you do have maybe like one of our nature garden collection, the woodland animals, if you've got little squirrels. Swirls. You could then be popping them in them if you want to. You've got that option as well. And this is the additional die set. So you've got the flowers. Now with these ones here, the centre bit stays in place, so the petals actually pop up. You get the score line already there, so it's really easy for you to fold in half. So you've got the florals, you've got the champagne glass, the umbrella, the leaves, you've got all these as well. So really, really nice set within these ones here. So this is why when it came to the Christmas set, you guys absolutely adored them. And it's something that I've seen quite a few times. People are saying, how do you bring in the everyday set? Here are the everyday set. If you didn't get your hands on the Christmas set, but you think, actually, I want them because they originally sold out. We do have the Christmas selection if you want. And these ones, you may not be using them until Christmas time, but once again, even though they are Christmas, you are guaranteed Christmas delivery on them. So just making sure that I point that one out. So what you're going to do within these die sets, so I'm going to start to create the worker die.
Yep.
Now within this one, the outside die cuts, the inside die cuts, and then you're left with your, it's kind of like a snow globe sort of effect that you've got within these ones. So I'm going to use my large plates because we had the machine out because Becky was using the large Gemini. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just one of them for now. And then what I'm also going to do, George, is I don't want to waste this.
No.
So I'm going to cut my butterfly within the middle here.
Idea.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it as straight as I can so that I can actually keep a hold of that outer piece, and then that could be used as a stencil on one of my other cards. So it's always good just thinking about where you're positioning your dies and then not wasting any of this. Let's pop all these bits on. It's a white smooth stamping card that I'm using, because what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to then bring in some of my water reactive inks.
Loads of you are loving these today. Aisha, these are really cute. And Pammy, they are on my wish list. Aisha's asking actually, Craig, a little question. You might know the answer, you might not. When is the new Hunky Dory launch? Do you have any ideas? Are you getting excited? Do we have any ideas when the Hunky Dory launches?
Of course we do. It's on Wednesday. I've actually... Well, between today and next week, I've got quite a few launches coming up that I'm really excited about. Yeah, I've got one on Monday. Gave you the tease with Leanne yesterday. Hunky Dory launch. And Emily, who deals with Hunky Dory here in the office, as soon as I knew that we were having this launch, I went straight to her. Many of you will know what I mean that love Hunky Dory. Every January, they do a specific collection in January, maybe to work for throughout the year. I went straight to Emily and I went, please can we see Big Boss Dan at Hunky Dory and get that collection in. We've got that collection in with the little book, with the inserts as well. We've got another full collection as well. It's awesome. If you didn't see the additional new Hunky Dory items on Craft Chat and Create yesterday with myself and Leanne, they are on our website right now, but they will be featured within launch day as well. And I know why you're asking as well, because you want to know, am I going to be doing a preview Facebook Live from home? And the answer is yes. Let me just double check. So on Tuesday, I've only got wake-up calls. So keep an eye on my Facebook page, but it looks like it's going to be Tuesday. After Crafters TV ends, I'll do a Facebook Live giving you an even bigger preview as to what we're bringing on the Wednesday with Hunky Dory. So there you go. That is Wednesday.
Perfect.
It's going to be good.
It's very exciting. Next week I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday next week. I'm here quite a bit next week.
You are.
I'm cleaning, I'm in the kitchens, I'm everything next week. Just I get lonely sometimes, Becky. I get lonely at home, can you tell? I'm an only child. Samantha's asking actually about these everyday hanging collections. Is the Christmas circle, which these originated from, is it the same die on the outside, but it's the thing that changes in the centre dies, or have we got new outside dies as well?
It's all new. So that's a really good question. So you can't mix and match them.
Yeah.
The way that they've been designed is to give you something brand spanking new. So this is completely new. As I say, you can't mix and match them, but you have got new designs, new outer dies as well. So you're not going to double up. Do not worry about doubling up. And I think that's one of many good things that we do here at Crafters Companion and on Crafters TV is we don't tend to double up.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There may be an occasional pack of sparkle pens or something that you'll get, like for instance the clear overlay or that. We always tell you, but when it comes to die sets or stamp sets, we don't double up on new launches.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, even with the craft kits, I mean, even the craft kits, they have exclusive dies, exclusive stamps within them.
You're right.
I think people forget that every single time. They go, it's not. They are exclusive for that craft kit or craft box, whatever you've got. They're always exclusive deals. I mean, we have such a range of products here. It's incredible.
We really, really do. That's why we're always lucky. Yes, we've got an incredible product development team, but at the head of that, we've got Leanne, which, she only wants the best. So we're lucky having Leanne there, heading it up. So here we go, we've got our outer die, we've got our butterfly, and then this is what I was meaning. I am going to pop that in my bag because I'm going to keep that because that could be used for stencils or that for additional cards. Now what I would do is I would then cut out another probably 3 of these or 4. So I've already got one coloured and one part assembled, but what we can do is I'm going to, in sections, George, I'm using water reactive and I'm using honey pot and parakeet, and I'm going to do a little bit in parakeet, a little bit in honey pot, a little bit in parakeet. So I'm mixing it up slightly. And then with the butterfly, the centrepiece I'm going to do with damson wine, but I'm going to keep it quite light. And then the outer wings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that within the fuchsia, and then we can start to bring this together.
Perfect. Loads of you get in touch saying how much you rock Craig for all the work you're doing on these. Craig adores it. I promise you, he absolutely loves what he does, and it's always a great job. Aisha, you rock Craig. Yes, Craig, I've been patiently waiting for the launch day. Can't wait for that live. And Rosalind said, I'm so glad I waited to buy these. It's the brand new everyday hanging collection. They are coming tonight. They've already launched. Guys, 30% of the stock has already... Oh dear. If you're wanting it, make sure you're getting it, because if not, you are going to miss out, because it always happens. I promise you, they will sell out, and it just takes some time for them to come back in. The Christmas ones are back in stock, but that's what I'm saying. They are going to be ready for you for this Christmas coming up. I know some of you guys are already making Christmas cards. I asked you that in the big first week back, and you're already making Christmas cards for this Christmas. 34 elements, plus we're chucking in the Poketills. You're getting the 4 different designs. You are saving yourself today on launch day. They are launching, and we're giving you money off. $38.95, $49.95 at that platinum price. They are 25% saving and 20% extra on that Club Inspire platinum price as well. Are you now? I asked Craig about softcraft, Becky. Are you getting excited, Becky, to do a bit of paper crafting now?
I am, yeah. I mean, this reminds me of those Louis XVI clocks.
Yes.
Those really ornate clocks. They're just so beautiful.
Do you know something? If you really are into your model making and that, there's no reason that you couldn't get, the clock fixtures, the little hands and that. You can start to build up your own clock as well if you wanted to. You absolutely can do, for sure.
Absolutely.
And that's why all that I'm doing is going around the edges. To say as well, we do have, as George says and I said as well, the Christmas ones back in stock. Please don't think that we've brought them back because we have this new launch.
No.
We could not get them back until now. The only reason we've not had them beforehand is because we couldn't get them back because of the way the world, transport, etc., etc. It's only now that we're able to get them back. So they managed to time them together. So, that's why they're back now and not back previously.
Absolutely. Emma Cat has just gone, Craig, I've just followed your Facebook page. Excited. Guys, if you want to keep up to date with everything that we do here on Crafters TV, you can follow Crafters TV on Facebook. You're notified every time that we go live, and you can follow all of the demonstrators and presenters. I just type in our names and then put CC at the end on Facebook and Instagram, and you can always get notified of when we go live on Facebook. And we've always put some sneaky behind the scenes pictures, getting you involved in our lives. Sometimes, Ben Mosby is always showing you his life. The other day he was in the gym getting ready and he shows us that. You know, that's what you need in your life. That's what you need. I know, guys, sometimes you're just crafting, but sometimes you need to see a fully grown man approaching his 50s in the gym. He is close, what is he? I don't know what it is, he's probably 43 or something. And as well, he'll kill me for that. And as well, he's showing you brushing his teeth, getting ready. That's the quality of content that you need in your life. I know that's what you want to see, Ben brushing his teeth in the morning. I don't know about you, Craig, but Ben's brushing his teeth in the morning. It's what we need.
It is, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So what I've done here is I've gone round, I've inked obviously on these ones. These ones here I've gone with damson wine and the fuchsia. Now I would spend a little bit more time, but the fact is I've got them coloured. You could do the bow as well. I'm not going to save on time. So what you could then do is, because you do have score lines within them,
okay,
if you want to then just enhance that a little bit, you absolutely can do. So I'm going to use my scoreboard, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that within the middle. We're going to run that one through here. If you've got your scoreboard and you don't use it to its full potential, maybe you've just invested in one or you're going to use one. Debbie Robson, she's on Crafters TV on Sunday with a masterclass. So 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. She's going to be here with a masterclass Scoreboard 101. So that's going to be worthwhile tuning in for sure.
I only realised the other week why a scoreboard. I was like, oh, that's a good name for it. And then I realised why, because you've got a scoreboard like in sports and stuff, and then it's a board that you can score on. I think it's a very clever name, and it took me a long time to realise that. I don't get out much, but I do like that name. Scoreboard.
Good, isn't it?
Because it's cost. I'll explain it to you, Becky. Because a scoreboard in sport and stuff, Becky knows. She's looking at me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So what I've done here is I've already done a few butterflies. So I've done 1, 2, and then I've already done 3, and I've started to back them together.
Yeah.
So folding them on. These ones I have gone round with glitter. So what I'm then going to do is I'm then going to go in with my tacky glue. So in actual fact, what I'm going to do first of all, I've got my hot glue gun all good to go, because we need to start to assemble it. So I've already done the bow, so the same colour with the damson wine and of course the fuchsia, and then I've attached some thread through the centre. So I've got that hanging aspect coming on here. And then what I can do is then if I bring in this one that I've part started, so we can see same colours, and along the base here I've gone in with some of my clear glitters. So all that I need to do is attach this one, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to use this one that I've just done here. But before that, if I come in once again with my butterfly, so I'm going to bring in, let's move that out the way, because I'm getting in a bit of a tangle. So let's come in with this one. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue down here. You could use your glue gel if you want. You will need to leave it to dry slightly for a wee while. So then let's come in. So I'm going to then, for me, I like to just do it side by side. You could do it flat, so you can go and, you know, get a rough idea as to where you need it. So I'm going to pop that by the side, and then I'm going to pop that one into here. So I'm going to use, when I'm leaving it for a second, now I've got asbestos fingers, so I'm going to press that one in. Here we go. And not what I used to call it, George, when I was little, and that was asparagus fingers.
Asparagus fingers, I mean, that's
totally different.
No, if they're green and hanging off, then maybe asparagus
different.
Fingers. Absolutely. Some great deals on the sparkle pens for you as well in the show. Head to the website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. You can see the full range of products in launch date. Shop the show option. Sparkle pens, we've got pearl papers, everything bright collection, and threads as well. Right, so you've got your glue gun on there, I see that.
So I've got my thread down the centre here, and I've used my tacky glue on the back of my butterfly, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich that one back over. So I'm going to then get that, position that in the place that it needs to be. With my tacky glue, of course, I can then position that into place. You'd, of course, be doing it on your nice, clean glass mat.
Absolutely.
But I don't have time to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to press that for that to attach. And then what I can do is I can then come along. I'm going to snip that excess thread off the base here. And then what I've done here with the butterflies, where I've sandwiched them together, what I can then do is I can then come along and I'm going to do exactly the same with what I've just done on this one here. So open these ones out, bring in this one that I've just done, and what I'm actually going to do, this one I have already done and I've popped it onto my adhesive sheet, so it cuts down on a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So let's pop this one on, and then what I'm then going to do, once again, where have I, in actual fact, I'm not going to stick my centre bit on just yet. I'm going to do one side first, so I'm going to work that one all the way round. And then before I place that next one, let's bring in my butterfly. Here we go. I'm going to pop a little bit of hot glue at the top.
Yeah.
There. And then what I can then do is, I'm not going to attach the ribbon bow just yet.
Yeah.
All that I want to do is I want to then come along and then press that one in. So similar to what Becky was doing earlier on, take your time, there's no rush. It's not one of these cards or one of these projects where you're going to rush it. I want to make sure at least I've got my thread or fabric, whatever it is that you're using to sandwich it.
What's that song with butterfly? Didda, I'm a butterfly. What's that song?
I can't say that I've heard.
I'm a butterfly.
Heard that? No.
I don't know, I'm down with the kids.
Never heard it, George.
It's a great song. I know what I mean. You know you've got a song in your head and you
Wasn't
can't...
Mariah Carey in a film called Butterfly or something like that?
And I keep thinking of Bug's Life. I'm a beautiful butterfly.
I don't think she was in that.
What, she wasn't in Bug's Life?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh dear.
And then there we go. So I've secured the top of the boat with a little bit of extra hot glue.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to pull these ones open slightly.
Love that.
But then look at that. So we've got the butterfly. Yes, the butterfly comes with the hearts, but you can of course, with the circle, but you can of course use the hearts if you want.
Absolutely.
So, sorry, I was taking a quick
thirsty,
drink
mate?
there. My mouth had gone dry. I've taken a quick drink and yeah, it just made a funny noise. So that's what that was. But here we've got myself and George. We're going to be back for 2 hours later on at the day, ending off the day with 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. That's the Everyday Hanging Ornament Collection, 34 elements. Plus your Poke Tool as well, you're getting 2 of them. $38.95 or $49.95, but if you're platinum, that's going to come down even more to £31.16 or $39.96. So it's definitely a win-win all round, George.
Win-win chicken din. Yes, $38.95, $49.95. In the corner of my eye, Becky is sat on the sofa, striking the cushion like a Bond villain. Ah, Mr. Bond, Miss Moneypenny. There's Craig. There's Craig. There he is. No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to talk. Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
Nice.
It's like happy families. Guys, loads of you getting in touch. Alison, that's so pretty, Craig. Love it. Kathy, cute. Can't wait to get mine. And Samantha, I love that. Do you know what? This has been one of my favourite days. What's it called? What we want? A wake-up call show. Thank you. I've had a McDonald's for breakfast and mine's gone mental. It's been one of my favourite wake-up calls ever this day. And I think it's been with you guys, Craig and
Thank you.
Becky. I've loved it.
It's been so good. As I said earlier on, I really enjoyed last Friday's one, with it being kind of like the first one with, the 3 of us, wasn't it? And then get to do this one again. So you're not on Softer Side today?
I'm not, but I'm still hanging around.
You're still hanging around? I don't blame you. Yeah, I used to do that as well when Leanne was doing any of our like sparkle pens. Yeah. But I, obviously she's not done a few as of late, so I used to do exactly the same. Yep. So Joe's going to be with you. Yep. We're back together again.
Back at 7 p.m, 2 p.m.
You've got a little bit of a wait. You're going to do some crafting or that?
I'll probably go to Greg's, if I'm honest. Get a sandwich, get a pasty.
Good idea.
Do a Sudoku, maybe. Have a nap. Yeah. Then do a bit of colouring by numbers, that's it. We use respect to our pens. See? Bringing it back all the time. Loads of Pat sends paper hugs, says she, how beautiful, Craig, was that design. Remember, you can see more of that tonight, 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast time. Yes. It's very exciting. And stamps. Oh, yes, thanks. Producer Johnny's in here. 50% off on stamps. Don't forget stamps. Not first in class, first and second, like Becky thought. We mean like the Gemini stamps. Loads of stamps for you on the website, 50%. We've got loads of deals. We had 40% off on craft kits the other day, didn't we, Craig?
Oh, there's loads. You know, so we don't always get the opportunity to bring you every single deal that's across on our website. No. So it's always worthwhile checking them out. You know, we always do what we call as third party as well. So we've got Creative Expressions, we've got Hunky Dory, we've got Dreamies. All of these go across on our website. Either go up to the top and in the search engine, just search them, or you can go down into the products, the companies, have a look as well. But yeah, always have a look at the additional deals that we've got on. Please never forget about the downloads, because you've got your download section. So whether it's manuals for any of the Gemini machines, for the scoreboards, the Ultimate Pros, they're all there. That's where I get mine, where I've showed you guys in the past. I've printed them all out and I've got them in a folder that I can refer back to. But then there's always papers and toppers and all that you can print out as well at your heart's content. You can print them out as many times as you want, and then you can make things and sell them as many times as you want. And actually that goes for the Softcraft items as well, doesn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, for yourself or of course for charity, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to head home for a few hours. I want to do a few other additional bits of prep for tonight's launch day show. I can't wait for that one. It's going to be another good one. You've loved it already as much as, well, we all have, isn't it? Even Becky's kind of intrigued to try it as well. Have a lovely rest of the day watching these guys on the show, certainly on the softer side with Leanne and Joe, and myself and George. We're going to be back 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time to end the week before the weekend starts. Bye.
Bye.